If you give me the next 11 minutes of your life, I know that I can change your whole perspective on the world, on the universe, and on your life right now. I've been through a lot of shit in my life, and I really have turned everything around. I now own a business that's worth over $2 million. I have manifested my soulmate, and I live in a luxury apartment and am moving to another luxury apartment. And I want you to have the same thing. I am an ex-Percocet addict, so I was on painkillers. I'm an ex-alcoholic, and I overcame both of those things using this perspective that I'm about to give you, these 4 main things. And I guarantee you that not only if you're going through a tough time right now, I can take you from there to a whole new mindset that will just change your life. So even if you're not at a tough spot and you're just average, or you just feel like your life is just passing you by, this video is for you. Now, my name's Kai Valentine. I'm a law of attraction guy here on YouTube. I have 542 subscribers, so I'm not this big person, but I think I'm a little bit nervous, actually. This is the first video that I've done. I'm actually scared because I feel like there's a lot of weight on my shoulders in order to change your mindset, and I'm just gonna talk to you like a dude right now, just like real talk. So if I mess up, I apologize, but these are 4 things that I'm very passionate about, and I think could really change someone's life out there. Even if it's just one, this video was worth it. But this is exactly what I did. Now, I know at the beginning of the video I told you all these amazing things that I manifested. I mean, that's not everything to life for these material things. But what is important that I manifested was more love into my life and more happiness. And happiness comes from within, and you're going to learn that in this video. The first thing I want you to know is that you deserve to be happy. You deserve not only to be happy, but you deserve to be financially prosperous. The reason why I put this as number 1 was because I grew up not believing in this. I didn't believe that at all. I grew up in a Catholic family. I grew up in a Catholic church, and I went to Catholic school until I was a freshman in high school. So I had a lot of very negative beliefs in my mind. I also came from a very fearful mindset, right? I was fearful of God, and it kept me from doing anything that I wanted to do. And I grew up with the idea that it's easier to get into heaven. It's hard to get into the heaven. Getting into heaven as a rich person is like a camel going through the needle hole or whatever. And so that's like a Bible verse or something, but that's what I was taught. So in order to get to heaven, you couldn't be rich, right? So I had this horrible mindset. But that all changed when I picked up my very first copy of The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles at the age of, I believe, 8 years old. And even then, my mind wasn't fully prepared for it, right? I didn't understand it. I was too young. But as I grew older, The Secret came out. I totally changed my mindset. But I want you to know now that you deserve everything in your life, right? You deserve everything. Everything. The universe provides us with everything that we need in order to be happy, successful, and prosperous in whatever it is that you want. This is a loving universe, which we're going to talk about in step 3. And I just want you to know that everyone deserves an amazing life. Everyone. The next thing I want to talk about is not being a victim. When I was 15 years old, I wrote something in my notepad on my phone. I was very upset. I suffered from periodic depression, and I suffer from high anxiety. These are things I still suffer from now, but through the law of attraction, through positive thinking, I've been able to overcome all of that, right? I wrote down in my book, I want to be a hero, like in my iPod notepad, right? This is when iPods were a thing. I wrote down, I want to be the hero of my own book, or something along that line, but I knew hero was the word. And then I opened up another notepad and I wrote, here are the qualities of a hero. And it turned out I didn't have most of those. You know, there was courageous, risk-taking, charming, kind, giving, generous. I didn't have any of those things. Not only that, but to be a hero, you need to have prosperity in order to give to others. So we can't really do a whole lot if we're not prosperous. We can't give to our favorite charities. We can't go to another country and help them out. And we can't create valuable products and valuable information to help a lot of people out there. And not only that, but money helps us reach many people. So what I'm trying to tell you is I don't want you to be a victim. Victim mentalityhood is probably the worst thing that you could have. You believe that it's all the government's fault. You believe it's all God's fault. You believe it's always that other person's fault. You believe it's that person's fault who pulled in front of you on the highway or anything like that. This is a sign of a weak mind. Whenever we stop taking responsibility for everything that's in our life, we really have lost all control. And what I want you to know is that if you stop being a victim and you start being a hero, you start taking responsibility for everything, you are pulling in all of your freedom. It allows you to make decisions, and not only that, but big decisions with emotion and power behind them, because you know that everything in your life right now is your fault. And fault has a bad connotation, like fault is a bad word, and I don't mean it in a negative fashion, but you are the reason for why you're here where you are now. Okay, and this is going to be the part in the video that a lot of people click off, and the people who click off have that victim mentality. They're blaming me now for them feeling upset, when really it's the truth. We don't like hearing this truth. You know, I'm not Mr. Perfect. I get told all the time that I'm doing something wrong, and of course I want to fight back and say, no, it's you. But I'm not like that anymore, and yeah, I might be hot-headed at first, but I'll calm down, meditate on it, and realize, this is what I need to work on. This is something that I did incorrectly, and I take responsibility for my actions and all of my decision-making. Once we do that, and we stop blaming the government, blaming someone else, we become a powerful son of a bitch. I'm not kidding with you. This is how to become a hero. Take responsibility for everything. The third thing I want to talk about is the universe is loving. Now, I know that makes me sound like a hippie. I probably look like a hippie because I have long hair and stuff like that. Probably need to step back a little bit. But the universe is loving. Now, when I was growing up, I didn't think about that. I thought I had to be fearful of my life, or fearful of everything that I did, or I was going to hell. That's a pretty big weight to have on your shoulder as a kid. In fact, I had a high school teacher, which is why I dropped out of the Catholic high school, who told me if you steal a cookie from a cookie jar, and you know you stole a cookie from the cookie jar, you're going to hell. That is the definition of a mortal sin, right? That is the definition of a mortal sin. I argue that that is a bunch of bullcrap. I don't believe in that at all, and I can't believe in a God who would send me to hell for that. So I found these books, and I started reading, and I started breaking out of that shell, and I realized that we don't have to be fearful of God. We don't have to be fearful of the universe. In fact, we should be loving to the universe. The universe loves us infinitely. This is my opinion, but through this idea, I've been able to change my entire life. With this idea, I've been able to overcome Percocet, which is a painkiller, and not only that, but alcoholism. And the worst part was, I was mixing the two. And if you mix Percocet and alcohol, it kills you. It kills you. Luckily, I'm still alive today, right? There's someone watching over me. But I was mixing those two, so I was in a really bad spot. But through the law of attraction and through the love of the universe and me changing my mindset, I was able to overcome all of that. So I want you to know that the universe is loving, and this goes right into my next idea, which is the mind. The mind is the most important thing that you have, and now the spirit is really what I'm trying to get at, but I feel like we connect to the spirit through our mind, through thoughts, through feelings, through emotions. So when I say mind, I really mean spirituality, but for the way I connected to spirituality was free thinking, reading books. And that's really what I wanted to tell you right now. In order to change, in order to have this new perspective on life, you need to start reading. You need an Audible account. If I can get a link, I'll put it down below. If you don't know what Audible is, I have like over 24 days worth of hours of reading. You need to start reading. And I know this seems like a cop-out, like, oh, Kai, fourth step is go read a book. Oh, good job. I'm telling you, if you start reading and you start opening your mind, I would start watching YouTube videos on different perspectives on religion, different perspectives on spirituality, learning more about business, learning. We need to fill our mind. And what this is, we are evolving our mind. You watching this video tells me that you are the right person. And not only that, but through your thoughts and through your feelings, you can manifest whatever it is that you desire. Now, I'm not going to talk about this a lot. If you're interested in the law of attraction, you should check out my channel and subscribe so you can learn all about manifesting your heart's desire. But it can be done through the mind, it can be done through feeling, and remember, the universe is loving and it wants you to have everything that your heart desires. Whew, that's 11 minutes right there. I really hope you enjoyed that. This is my perspective on life. This is my personal perspective. This is from 27 years of molding, from breaking out of, this Catholic fearful thought. I'm not talking crap about Catholicism. This was just my experience in a very small Texan town. It was very negative. And, I had nuns for teachers that actually stunted growth in mathematics. It's a long story, but I just want you to know that I did come from a hard background, which I guess is like my credentials for being able to talk to you, I guess. It's stupid. But I just wanted you to listen, and I hope I got hold of somebody. I hope I changed someone's thought process. And now I'm rambling, but I was a little bit nervous to put up this video. But I feel glad that I did it. It feels like a weight is off my shoulders, and yeah, I love you guys. And if you're interested in watching more videos by me and the way I explain things, I hope it's very down to earth. I would really love to have you in the Valentine family by subscribing down below and hitting that like button. If you want to do me a positive thing, that sounded sexual. If you want to do something positive for me, you could share this video, and that will help me get out there more to help more people, as well as grow my channel. I would love for this to become my new career. So by you doing that, it helps me out a lot. Guys, I love you all, and I hope you have a wonderful year.